Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and in this bass fishing video, we'll be doing a review of the Megabass BATRA X. This is one of Megabass's newest topwater lures to hit the marketplace. It's in Japan, but it's on its way to the US, but you're gonna get a first look at it right now. So let's go. Whoa, there we go. Yeah! Woo! Holy cow, folks. Topwater Johnny here, man. This is what we came here for. Look at that. Get back here. Look at that right there. That's the kind of beast that we came here for. There we go. Woo! And that one hooked. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny. Want to welcome you to the next video here. Please be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, because what we're doing today is we are reviewing the Megabass BATRA X right here. Very unique Japanese lure, straight out of Japan right here. Unique, hadn't come out here in the marketplace in the States yet, but I was able to acquire it here. And what makes this lure so unique is that this lure can be broken down into 4 different types of lures that you can fish it for bass on. And it's all top water, which makes it an awesome lure here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do this in this video here. I'm gonna give you a review of the lure, which is a closer look of the lure. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give you a review of every phase that this lure can become. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm going to show it on the water to do some testing, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on it. And that's how we're actually going to do this video here. So go ahead, sit back, relax, and enjoy the review of the Megabass BATRA X. All right. All right, everybody. Here's the next lure up that I want us to do a closer look at. It is the Megabass BATRA X. This is a transformational soft plug. That's what they call it. And as you can see here, the actual length on this lure from head to tail is 2 inches in length. The weight is 5/8 ounces. And this lure right here has lots of unique features to it. It's got the jitterbug front right here, but as you can see, you can actually remove the actual front piece from it, so it's no longer a jitterbug if you want. It's got a soft body right here, so this is soft with sticky hooks right here with frog hooks, as you can see right here. Kind of got the frog hook bottom, so it makes you think about a frog here. But then in the back, what makes this thing so unique is that the tail of it is like a Teckler frog in the back here. It's got a boot tail in the back, but as you can see, it actually has hooks that are built into the actual boot tail itself. So that's designed to deal with short strikes. They call that the rumble tail in the back of it. So this lure is definitely designed to go through heavy cover, but also open water, but along the edges as well. And if it gets hit, there's a chance that from this hooks right here or from the front hooks right here that you're going to hook up pretty good. So I just wanted to give us all a closer look at this new lure, the BATRA X by Megabass. All right. Okay, everybody. Now that we've done our review, I'm going to break this lure down into the 4 phases that it can become as a fishing lure for you. And I'm going to show you the first one. Then I'm going to take you out on the water. We'll do some testing. I'll come back, give you my thoughts, and we'll just kind of move through a progression that way. So here's the first one up here. Here's the lure when there is no jitterbug in the front of it. There is no tail in the back, just frog hook in the back. And as you can see, it can really cup and spit water right here as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the water, do our testing, and I'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right. Okay, everybody. And now here it is, just the body only. The jitterbug piece has been taken off, so it's just the body of it. And this is actually phase number 1 of it. Same thing as before. Now it's more got a frog-like movement to it now. So it's more like a frog now. Right to left, right to left, right to left, right to left, right to left. So it's out there. And it's more like I said, it's just like a frog now. Just like a regular frog lure, right to left, as you're popping it along right there. And now it's in that frog mode, right to left, right to left, right to left, right to left. And it's just moving just like a frog. So I want to give you guys a look, throw it out there, right to left, just like a frog. Just like a weedless presentation of a frog. All right. Okay, and we're back now. Now we had a chance to see it out on the water. I want to show it to you here again. As you can see here, this truly is just a little frog type of lure in phase number 1. It's actually very soft here, so when you squeeze this down, look how much hook gets really available to you there. So you're really able to, when those bass bite, get a decent hook set on them with this lure in phase number 1 as a frog. Also, notice the front here. There's a lot of open space right here, which means this one really can push a lot of water and move a lot of water, and it really does a great walk the dog right to left. And that's because of how the line tie is here. Notice the line tie here is not like a typical frog. This one is flat, so which allows it to really pull the lure right to left. A typical frog lure, as you can see right here, notice what it does right here. Typical frog lure, the hook set right where you tie in is more facing vertical this way. This one is facing more flat right here, which allows for this one to really have a great walk the dog right to left movement on the water. So when you're in phase 1 here, you can take this through heavy cover. You can take this through the worst cover and get it out of there. But it also floats really well, pauses really well. Definitely you're going to fish this entire model on braid, 30-pound and up braid, medium heavy to heavy rod, bait caster for sure. But great movement, great action in this first phase right here. I got the white underbelly here for this particular model right here. But like I said before, in phase 1, it's totally designed to be fished like a frog. Okay, everybody. Now we're going to move it into phase number 2. And this is the small, once again, looking like a frog here again. But now it has the cup on the front of it here, so it creates the jitterbug action right here. So what we're going to do is take it out on the water and do our test now that it's in phase 2, and then I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts. All right. Okay, everybody, here is the Barat in its phase 2. Does not have the tail on it, but does have the jitterbug front on the very front of it, and it's in the jitterbug piece and the body. So let's test it out right now. Okay, so we'll keep it in close here. Throw it out there. We'll let it sit. And as you can see, this is coming in without the tail on it. It's just moving right to left, like a jitterbug. Do that again. Throw it back out there. It naturally floats. And then once it's out there, just a steady retrieve. And I have that slow jitterbug movement here. Let me show it to you here, everybody. One more time here. Throw it out there. And it rolls right to left based on that jitterbug action right there. And it's a weedless presentation now. Definitely no snag ups. There it is there. And you still have that clacking noise as well. All right. So that's what that looks like when it's in that second phase right there with just a jitterbug front on it. Okay, everybody, now that we're in phase number 2, as you can see here, this right here is truly the typical jitterbug action right here. Has a really great crawling action, as you saw right here. It can go through cover as well, but not as effective because of the plate in the front here. This is a plastic plate. So you're going to get a lot of jitterbug action right here. But really what this is now designed to do is to start throwing this into those grassy areas, lily pad pockets, and then just kind of slowly creeping it along in those areas. You can fish it in open water if you want to, but I would be fishing this along the cover lines, along weed beds. And now that I got the jitterbug action, I'm creating more vibration on top of the water. So that will also key the bass and cause them to want to come up and investigate it. As always, you've got your frog hooks in the back here for your frog hook set but the jitterbug front here is really designed to create a certain amount of vibration and movement on water to really cause them to come up and investigate and potentially strike at it. So once again, I just want to show you, this is phase number 2 of the BATRA-X. All right. Okay, now we're going to move into phase number 3. And as you can see right now, in phase number 3, we no longer have the jitterbug piece in the front, but we now have the actual tail kicker in the back here with the frog hook in the back. So what we're going to do is take this out on the water, do some quick testing on it, and I'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, everybody, here is phase number 3 as our BATRA-X here, looking like a Tekler frog right here with the boot tail. And so we're going to go ahead and cast it out and see it in action here. All right. The thing about this one here, everybody, is the same as before. It's a, just throw it out there a little bit. It's going to sit on top. It's going to float. And then just start doing a steady retrieve. Steady retrieve in. And you'll get that, as you can see it coming in, you'll get that boot tail action right there. All right. What I'm going to do is show it to you here in the shallows so that you can see it here really good. So there it is right there. And look at that. It's got that nice boot tail action right there that we like from a Tekler. And it's also weedless at the same time. And so you can actually hear that boot tail noise as it moves along here. One more time here. There it is. And there you are. Here's that boot tail sound and noise right there. All right, everybody. Well, that pretty much completes our test of the BATRA-X as a boot tail topwater bait. All right. Okay, we're back, and here is the lure once again. As you can see here, we don't have that jitterbug piece in the front here. We just have the actual front body right here that's pushing water. We've got that boot tail in the back with that frog hook in the back as well. And I made that reference to the Tekler frog. For those that aren't familiar with the Tekler frog, it was a really popular frog, hard to get, but now it's everywhere. This is the actual Tekler sprinker frog right here. It's got a boot tail in the back here. It doesn't have a hook or anything. But as you can see here, and I'll show you these two together here. Here is the BATRA with the Tekler tail. Here is the actual Tekler model right here with the boot tail as well in the back here. And this is kind of the first one that kind of came out. And this one seems to be kind of doing a little bit of a duplication of it, except because there's always these issue of short strikes, this lure has added in there a frog hook, which within the actual boot tail piece. Now, you can remove that frog hook from out of that boot tail if you want to as well. Now, what would we do with this? Once again, this is along the weed line, but not in the weeds because you might get a snag up, but definitely open water and just kind of ripping it and reeling it fast for those bass that are in more of open water chasing bait fish. And so this would be out in that type of water. It's got that great thumping noise here because it's got a really strong boot tail. Even has a, as you can see, look here, even has a fin in the back of it, whereas the Tekler doesn't even have a fin on it as well. But this one has a fin on the tail in the back, creates a lot of noise, a lot of vibration. So it's really designed to be reeled in open water or near cover, but allowing that tail to really kick and create a lot of movement and disturbance on the water. So once again, this is phase 3 for the BATRA-X lure. Okay. All right, everybody. And now we're going to move into phase number 4 here. This is where we have the lure back, totally put back together again. We've got that jitterbug front in the very front of it. We've got the boot tail with the frog hook in the back of it. And so we're going to take this out on the water so that you can watch it in action. And then I'll come back and give you my thoughts. All right. Okay. And finally, now it's with the jitterbug, as you can see, with the jitterbug front on it here as well, and the boot tail in the back. So this is phase number 4, which is what it looks like when you take it out the box. So as I said before, this is kind of like that jitterbug that has that wake bait format to it that you've seen in other lures. Throw it back out there, let it sit, and now it's not a hard retrieve, it's a much more slower retrieve because you've got a bubble trail and you've got the jitterbug crawling itself. So the tail is actually creating bubbles in the back versus creating a lot of spinning and lots of vibration from it. It's the jitterbug in the front of it that's doing most of the work here. So we're gonna put it here in the shallows, as you can see right there. And now we're gonna pull it. And it's more about the back of it. It's more about the front with the jitterbug piece there. And as you can see, the tail is now creating a bubble trail. So the jitterbug's crawling and the tail's creating a bubble trail as it moves across the water. And this is much more of a slower, steady retrieve. Not as aggressive as the Tekla version, but a slower, steady retrieve because you don't want the jitterbug piece to blow out. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, just wanted to show you what that looked like. So now you see what it looks like when it's in the water here and it's fully loaded and fully ready to go. So this is the BATRA X by Megabass. Okay, that completes our review, and here it is when it's fully put together. Once again, here you got to see it fully in action. This lure, when it's on the water and everything is all together, is a really noisy type of lure. There's no rattles in it, but it does kick up a lot of noise and movement and vibration because of the boot tail. It does a lot of vibration noise because of the jitterbug front here. And the lure that it most reminds you of is the lure I showed you guys a while back here. That's the Arbogast jointed jitterbug wake bait right here. Now I showed you guys this lure before right here, but this lure right here is doing a lot of those same things, except there's a lot more vibration, a lot more movement, a lot more noise, in the sense of just noise in the water column making vibration noises. And one of the things I would say with this lure is you want to fish this in open water, of course, but because the jitterbug is on the front, meaning this piece, you don't reel as fast. Like a Tekla, you're going to reel this one a little bit slower and moderate, because if you go too fast, you'll blow out the actual jitterbug piece right here. So you want a slow, steady retrieve, but the tail will definitely be kicking up bubbles, creating a bubble trail that will definitely get those bass to strike at it, or at least stalk it to see what in the world it is. Like I said before, you've got the frog tail right in the back here with the frog hooks. You've got a frog hook in the back of that as well. And the reason that they put that there, as I said before, is because they're dealing with short strikes. A lot of times bass become defensive and strike at lures, but really not try to eat them. So when they're just short striking, that's what the whole point of this piece is right here. But this lure right here definitely has the 4 phases to it. And I wanted to show you guys each and every one of these phases and how I would fish each one, which I'm currently doing right now. So there you go, all 4 phases of the BATRA X. Okay, everybody. Now you've seen all 4 phases of this particular lure right here, and I've been fishing this lure, trying to really get some hits on it, some opportunities. Haven't caught anything yet on it, but I'm not going to give up on it. But I've had some strikes at it, and one thing that I'm realizing is that this frog hook right here, actually, it will separate from this rubber piece, so that when a bass does strike, it will separate, and that will hopefully be able to lock that fish down with it like this. What I decided to do to improve that possibility is here's another same lure, but I decided to keep the boot tail in the back and separate it out and put a treble hook under the actual boot tail, so that when this lure is going across the water, the boot tail is actually spinning back here, and this treble hook is kind of like trailing back here as well. And so that's going to be my technique for trying to overcome the short strikes on this particular lure here. I'm going to actually remove this piece right here, which is the jitterbug piece, and fish it just like a Tekla and see if I can get a strike on it as well. But I wanted to show you how many little modifications you could make to this. I mean, literally, I could take this off and just have one hook back there and have it trailing if I wanted to. I could put a hook on there with a worm and create a much longer lure here, meaning a few more inches out from here as well. There's a lot of things that you can do with a lure like this. It's all about your creativity. It's all about you seeing what the fish are doing and how you can create a situation for them to strike. So I just wanted to show you some of the creativity that I'm using this lure, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to show you some actual catches on it. So once again, these are just my modifications, and now what I'll do is give you my final thoughts. Okay, everybody, and here is a picture of the 4 phases that we have covered here with the Megabass BATRA X. So these are the 4 phases that we've covered. Okay, everybody, well, that completes my review of the Megabass BATRA X topwater lure, and I want to give you some details on it so that you guys, if you're interested, once again, I bought this from Japan Fishing Tackle, and their website is J as in John PN fishingtackle.com. So that's jpnfishingtackle.com. The actual price on the lure is $17.99, and there is shipping that comes with this. Now, it is coming from Japan, but I'm going to tell you something about this service, is that I've bought quite a few lures from them. They are super fast. So you may pay a little bit for shipping, like $14 or $15 for shipping, but you can get multiple lures to offset that shipping cost, and you'll have that lure within 3 to 4 days. I mean, that's super fast coming from Japan. So I'm just really impressed with them. I bought many lures from them, and I'm just a fan of them and their ability to deliver lures on time without a lot of delay. So I wanted to share that with those that are interested. This is definitely, as I said before, brand new to the marketplace, hasn't even really hit the States that much. I was just very fortunate to receive notification of it, and I just jumped on it because I wanted to try something that a lot of people hadn't tried out before. And so you're getting a chance to see it here, over here on the channel. If you know of people who love topwater just like you love it, and they want to see something unique and different, make sure you tell them about Topwater Johnny's channel and refer them to me so that they can check out what we're doing over here. So once again, next week, we drop another video. I'm out on the water fishing. Not sure which lure I'm going to be fishing with or featuring next Monday, but there will be a lure that comes out that I'll be fishing with and putting in work with, because I have quite a few footage that I need to just work on this weekend and figure out what I'm going to do. But for now, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for being a subscriber, being a part of the channel here. If there's any lures that you think would be great for me to acquire and fish with, please put the comment below, and I'll let you know if I have it, if I've already fished with it. But if I haven't, I will definitely check it out and possibly get it and put it on the show, and be sure to give you a shout out once I use it. Just like I gave a shout out to the guy who recommended me the actual brata-x. So once again, it's all about topwater and fishing and having a great time. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being a subscriber. Please be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you hit the like button. That's all the difference. And I want to just once again say thank you to each and every one of you. Once again, this is Topwater Johnny, and I'm going to say that phrase. Keep your line tight, because when you hit those topwater lures, especially lures that look like this, it's going to be a big bite. I'll see you in the next video.